Each February, we reflect on the central role that Black Americans have played in helping to shape this nation and our community. Part of the wider campaign for civil rights, Black Americans are an essential part of the labor movement. The 2025 Black History Month national theme, African Americans in Labor, aims to highlight and celebrate the powerful impact that Black Americans have had throughout history, now, and well into the future. Throughout U.S. labor history, Black workers have played a key role not only in forming some unions, but helping to secure improved pay, benefits, and working conditions, even amid ongoing discrimination. The primary goal of Black American labor leaders historically has been to achieve equal treatment and opportunity for Black workers within the labor force. Just like representation within the American labor movement mattered for Blacks throughout history, it also matters today and is very evident in some labor unions located right here in Montgomery County.
All the locals in the UFCW bring representatives, they bring delegates, and we go to this huge thing.
UFCW Local 1994, based in Gaithersburg, fights to give employees across the DMV a real voice on the job.
The history of UFCW Local 1994, we go by MCGEO, which is Municipal and County Government Employees Organization. MCGEO was founded in 1993. The only president we've ever known, President Gino Wren, he and a group of individuals, including my father, David Blackwell, Sr., decided that Montgomery County employees should have a voice at the table when it came to wages and benefits and working conditions. In Montgomery County, we represent about 6,000, but we also represent employees in Prince George's County, Anne Arundel County, and Allegheny County. We represent all types of classifications. We represent therapists in HHS. We represent bus operators. We represent DOT highway maintenance individuals. We represent librarians. We represent permit technicians at DPS. We represent environmentalists at DEP. The building service workers that clean all the county buildings. We basically represent everyone that supports all the services in this community in Montgomery County, which is why them having a voice at the table is so very important, because we uplift and support the community on a daily basis.
Secretary-Treasurer Lisa Blackwell-Brown says although they help to protect a variety of workers, Black representation at UFCW Local 1994 has always been important.
I've known MCGEO my whole life. My dad was one of the first people at ABS that started to organize the employees there, telling them that they needed to have a voice at the table. And being a Black employee in Montgomery County at that time, my dad felt the brunt and the burden of all the things that were not necessarily positive. Him fighting for that and fighting for collective bargaining and fighting for being that voice for the underserved in the workforce was something that he was just passionate about, and that passion has just carried on in me, through me. I can't imagine working anywhere else and doing anything else.
There's no North or South America. They, 450, they didn't know about that.
And serving as the voice of the profession in higher education, there's the American Association of University Professors. AAUP's Montgomery College Chapter helps assist faculty in a collective bargaining relationship with the institution's administration.
How many of you are thinking about becoming political science majors?
History and political science professor Karl Smith teaches at the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus and also serves as the vice president of AAUP.
AAUP has been around since 1915. And it came about because it seemed to be there were some issues regarding academic freedom. And there was this tension occurring on college campuses, and faculty gathered together and realized that this was a threat to the pursuit of knowledge and pursuit of truth. So they formed this statement that said that it's important for faculty at these established academic institutions to not be impeded or obstructed by officials who want something else. And that's the origins of AAUP. Now here in Montgomery College, we've been a member of AAUP since the 1980s. I've been here 20 years and I've been a member of AAUP since I started.
He says that the organization stands for academic freedom while also recognizing the importance of inclusivity.
Well, I think it's very important for unions to recognize that the inclusion of all sorts of people of color, including African Americans, is really important. We want to see African Americans in political power, in commerce, in all levels of society, in academia, and also within union membership. It's easy to see how as we become a more multicultural and multiracial and multi-ethnic society, it's very, very important to be inclusive. The AAUP has done a pretty good job of trying to make sure that all faculty, including African Americans, are represented in the leadership and also in the membership. The more we all embrace diversity and inclusion, I think is also a strength for the country.
Service Employees International Union 500, or SEIU, is based in Gaithersburg. This labor union is comprised of teachers, paraprofessionals, part-time faculty, and workers.
Good morning, Jessica. How are you?
Good morning. President of SEIU, Pia Morrison, says they are 20,000 strong and growing.
Montgomery County Public Schools is the largest school district in Maryland. We represent the almost 10,000 support staff professionals there. We also represent the part-time professors at Montgomery College. And because of a lot of the work of the workers at Community College, we were able to pass our Community College collective bargaining bill. It took 10 years, but we finally got there. We also represent Maryland licensed child care providers. I can go on and on, it's a very long list. It was not originally SEIU in the beginning. It started off as the Montgomery County Council of Support Service Employees. Essentially, everything about the union when it was originally started was based on Montgomery County Public Schools. It was started back in 1969, and it was started by Vincent Fu. Merle Katita became the president of SEIU Local 500. Merle was the president for over 18 years, and she's also the daughter of Vincent Fu. This union has always been started and founded predominantly by people of color. Merle Katita was AAPI, so was her father. So, you know, this union already has a history of people of color running it and building it up and creating something really strong for workers.
By representing so many people, Pia says their future goals include continuing to stand united, advocating for justice and fairness.
We do live in a nation that is getting browner and browner. And one of the strengths, I think, of living in the DC metropolitan area is its broad diversity. Black representation in labor is so important because I believe racial justice and worker justice and economic justice are all concepts and principles that are inextricably linked. When Black people get involved in labor and when we represent Black people, we also represent everyone, and at the end of the day, everyone benefits because we know that when we empower workers of all colors, we know that society at large is better. I think that's so important as a public sector union, that the public understands the value that public sector workers bring to the community.
With all the major contributions Black Americans have made throughout the labor movement, we take a moment to acknowledge how far we've come and set the bar even higher for the next generations.
To all of the residents of Montgomery County, I'm wishing you a wonderful, wonderful Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, Montgomery County.
Happy Black History Month, and I want to remind everyone that Black history is American history.